went with the heavy metal, like brooding acoustic thing.
Really? Because I like the new intro, but I really, so Dan changed the intro after I told him last week that it sounded like Neil Young, and Dan fucking hates Neil Young, so he got right to it and made another one. That one to me sounds very goth, dude. It rules. It sounds like goth. It sounds like Killing Joke. It does.
Yeah,
it sounds
well,
like
I use chords that you would get in like Metallica songs, but it's acoustic.
Yeah.
It's acoustic, so it's not the same.
No, it's good. I like that a lot. I like that.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah,
that's for you. Yeah, we got a full slate this week. Full slate.
Welcome to the podcast. This is number 23.
23.
We've done 23 of these Fakakta podcasts.
We have.
And there's a lot of people that like them and listen to them. I like 5. When I say a lot, and so we've got fans out there, and we've got a lot of interesting things to talk about on this show.
Yeah, we got some good shit this week. We're gonna dive right in because this we're gonna start with a bang. All right, here we go. I want to bring this up. So the topic for this one is putting the F that in family. Get it?
I think I know what this is.
That in family.
Yeah.
So I have a friend she's been on the show before, and she sends me this. She received a group text with 10 recipients sent to her by her 22-year-old niece. Okay.
What is the relation of this person? Oh, it's the niece. She's the aunt. Okay.
22-year-old niece. She's the aunt.
How many people are in this group? The text group?
10 people in the group.
Before
I put this up, let me set the table.
Yeah. Oh my God.
She's married to a guy. He's turning 54 next week. Mm-hmm. He has a twin. They're both obviously turning 54.
Right.
The twin is the father of this kid who's 22. And I want you to put yourself in the mind space of Bruce Boyd at 22. I want you to
22-year-old Bruce.
Put yourself in the mind space when you read this.
Okay.
It will make you insane. This made me insane. Like my blood pressure tripled when I saw this. Okay.
Yeah. Dan sent me we had a little funny comment. Oh my God. So first off, the picture that you chose for that is really funny. That's classic.
That's a meme, but yes.
Can I read it?
Yes, you get. So here, the 22-year-old started off.
She goes, "Hey y'all, we're planning to have a casual celebration for Dad and Unkie's birthday." So Dad and Unkie, those are the twins, right?
The twins.
Unkie. We're planning to have a casual celebration for Dad and Unkie's birthday on Monday night around 7:45 to 8 p.m. Cake and drinks at our place. Hope you all can make it.
Okay.
Oh my God.
On the hearts, everybody hearted it. Heart.
Right, heart. 10 people in the family. We will definitely be there.
We have 3 responses. Be there, be square. Get it? Be square. I mean, Bruce.
Dad and Unkie. So he's Unkie.
22, not 12.
When I tell you the level of involvement with my father when I was 22, I mean, I couldn't be less involved. I didn't want to be involved. I don't know. Like maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me, and I have a bad relationship with my family, or I don't know. Maybe that's normal that people want to like fly the nest and get the hell out of there. I don't know.
Look, man, obviously it's a spectrum, right? You're gonna have some people who are tight with their family. You're gonna have some people like you and me who are like, nah. And I'm self-aware enough to realize that I'm on one side of that spectrum. I
think me and you both are self-aware enough to know that we are on the side of the spectrum that when we say put the F that in family, like, we're not fans. So we don't understand this type of like, I don't get it.
So like the idea of a 22-year-old picking up her phone and sending a group text to 10 family members ranging in age from like probably 40 to 80, right? These are all older people. These are all going to be uncle, mother, grandmother, whatever.
And she's putting together a birthday party for her dad.
We're going to have a casual celebration with cake and drinks.
Cake.
Can you imagine saying, hey, let's have drinks, Dad, for your 54th birthday?
I mean, if I said, "Hey, Dad, I'm 22. I'm your son. I'm gonna get a bunch of people together for cake for your birthday," he'd be like, "I'm gonna kick your ass."
Yeah, my dad would be like, "What? You're gonna
Like,
what?"
I don't want nothing to. No, I don't want you and your creepy friends. And
No.
like, just this is nuts. I mean, I know we've harped on this family. Like,
I know,
this is great.
and
This is great.
I know, and I get it. I'm a little extreme on this topic. I am, and
Well,
so are you.
we're both very extreme on it for sure.
But this is the other extreme.
Yeah,
This is the other extreme. This
to be that involved. Yeah, I mean, if you're 22, you're an adult, and I just don't get being that involved with your parents if you're 22. I mean, devil's advocate, maybe this is what we should be like. Maybe she's got a good relationship, and this is how families are. Maybe we're the weird ones. That could be it. No. But whatever. I just don't get it. I don't get this at all. You sent me this text, and by the way, the thing that sent me reeling on this text was Unky.
Yeah, it's
like, that is very infantile. Like, call me your uncle. Call me Unk. Unk is fine too.
Yeah.
Unky.
No.
Hell no.
It is bonkers. This whole situation, I just can't wrap my head around it.
So we had this person on. Yeah, we had this person on the podcast before.
Yeah, she's got a week from hell coming up, because she's got today. This 22-year-old's graduating college. She's going to get stuck in an event for that. Then we have the Unky birthday, which is, I think, tomorrow.
Is our friend gonna go to both of these events, the graduation and the Unky birthday?
Well, she has to go because her husband has a complete fucking tantrum if she says no.
Her husband is Unky, though.
Her husband is Unky. If she were to say to him, you know what? If she were to say to him, hey, it's your birthday. It's your birthday. Why don't we go out and get dinner and get a steak and get a beer?
Yeah, we're 54.
And then you can go to your fucking brother's house and have cake. I don't want to deal with those people.
I don't want to do that. What would happen?
From what I'm told, he will have a complete tantrum.
Unky would have a meltdown.
A meltdown at the idea that she doesn't want,
like a child,
to participate in these things. So let me ask you a question.
Sure.
If Rose said to you, hey Bruce, my mom and my sister and my niece are coming to town. They're going to be in town a week, and I'm getting together with them every day for this event, that event, this event. If you said to her, let's say for two of the events, let's say she's getting together with them 4 times. If you said to her, you know what, I really just don't want to go to all those, I'll go to one, would she fucking lose her mind with you?
Absolutely not. So you're saying that Ro would have like some family coming in and they're doing 4 things on 4 different days. And I would say, hey,
you're going to be reasonable and you're going to say, hey, look, I get there in town. I'm happy to see them. Why don't we get together once? But I don't want to go to everything. Right? What if you
just one thing?
Yeah. Would she lose her mind?
Absolutely not. And you know what? This has happened. Ro has family that comes to Phoenix. And they get here, and I like Ro's family quite a bit.
Yeah.
And even then, it's just like, yeah, I'll get together for one of these things, going out to dinner at some fancy restaurant, whatever. And it's no big deal. And then the other days, she takes off Ro gets in her car and goes off and hangs out, and she does things with her family. And it's not like Bruce is a scumbag for not going, and no one talks shit about me. In fact, they're like, it was nice seeing Bruce last night. End of story.
Yeah, well, okay, so let's reverse it. What if, I'd say if you had family in town.
First off, okay, my family has never come to town. But
let's say your sister came to town. Let's for fun.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get along with her. And she said, "Hey, man, I'm gonna be in Phoenix, and let's say for whatever reason, Ro didn't want to go. Would you throw a tantrum?
Absolutely not.
Would you care?
I would not care in the least.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say, hey, my sister's coming to town. She's never been to Phoenix, which is true. And could you she's going to be here for 4 nights. One of the nights we're going to go out to dinner. It'd be nice if you were there. And of course she'd say yes. If she said no and didn't want to meet up at any of the 4 dates, I'd be like, it'd be nice if you could show up for one of the 4 dates. And if she still said no, I'd be like, well, okay, it's a bummer, but oh well, I get it. Life moves on. Not the end of the world.
Yeah.
But she would go to one of the 4 dates.
No, but my point is, here's my point, is that even if you wanted her to go, which you normally are not going to give a shit, but let's say you did want her to go. And if she didn't want to, you would, That's it.
Oh, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, it's not the end of the world.
This guy loses his mind.
Unky.
Loses his mind at the idea that she doesn't want to participate in his family events.
Like a baby.
And let me tell you, this for me is the hottest of hot button topics, because I lived this life. My first marriage was like this. And
this triggers you for sure. And rightly so.
The lesson that I took from marriage number one was, look, I am cool, like, with you being tight with your family, and I will absolutely be nice and be courteous, and I will absolutely spend, reasonable amount of time, a holiday here, a holiday there. All of that's fair.
Right.
But what I am absolutely categorically not willing to do is effectively be your brother, where I meld into your family and I am now the fourth member of your family. That's not what I want. I want my own life. I want my own life, me and my partner with our own life. Now, look, I'm not saying I don't like my family or I won't see my family. It's nothing like that. It's that I want a spouse, a partner. I don't want a sister. I don't want a sister. And
it's
what I told my friend was, it sounds like he wants a sister. He wants you to just participate, just meld in, just sort of meld in.
Right, just like the Borg, right? Just fucking join the collective. Yeah,
join the collective. Just right. Resistance is futile.
Right. Just like every single, and really, I mean, and if our friend didn't have any boundaries about it, this guy would push Unky over here, would push and push, and she would go to every fucking event.
Well, she does go because he makes such a stink about it.
Yeah.
And she's gotten to a point where she will find.
Is she going to listen to this podcast later? She will.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She'll find way, because there are loopholes in his brain. So if she were to say to him, I can't go because my mom's having a health emergency, or I have something, because her parents. See, here's the worst part of this.
There's trapdoors and ways out of it, I think.
Here's the worst part of all this. This isn't like the scenarios I was painting for you. These people live a mile away.
Oh,
they see them all the time.
Oh,
it's
hell
all
no,
the time. It's not like, they're in town for a week. How dare you not go? This is, they're here. They live here. We see them constantly. He sees them several times a week. And it's like, I don't want to meld into your family. I got nothing against him. I'm not saying.
See, that's fucked up, because like I talked with Ro about this too. And like, it's not only like Ro and I aren't a part of each other's family like that. We're not even that much a part of each other's lives like that. Like, I have my own life. Ro has her own life. She does things, I do things, but we're a couple, we're together, but we're not a joined at the hip type couple. This is beyond joined at the hip couple. This is you're joined at the hip with her and her fucking family.
That's the thing. She and he are not joined at the hip. Like, they do have their own shtick. He goes and does his thing. She goes and does her thing. So from that angle, they're fine. They're the same as you and me. The part
when it comes to family, she's got to get sucked along to all.
The part that's crazy is that he expects her to, just like you said, just meld in to become the fourth member of that group. And it's like, well, I don't want that. Like, I don't. And again, it's not that I'm unwilling to participate in reasonable events. Like, it's a graduation or it's a wedding. That's different. But like, if she doesn't go, he completely loses his mind. Totally.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah. So in conclusion, I think here's the deal. She's going to go. Okay. She's going to go. By the way, this is the milk story, lady.
Yes.
I mean, for anyone who has been listening to the podcast, one of our best podcasts ever was when we had a guest on who told us that her husband drinks milk, and that husband was Unky. And, and so it's really, really funny. I mean, the drinking milk thing is great. And so now what's going to happen is she's going to go to both these. She's going to go to the graduation that she doesn't want to go to, right?
Well, I think she's going to find a loophole for that. I think she's working on
going to get out of it, getting out of that.
Remember, there are loopholes.
Like relatives sick and dying or something?
Because her parents live like 3 hours away. If one of them has an issue and she's got to talk to him on the phone or something, he will then let it. It's okay. That's different.
Well,
but if she doesn't have plans, he will not accept. I just don't want to go. That is not acceptable.
She won't accept boundaries. So that sucks. So, but she's going to go. I hope
now, Monday. I don't think she can get out of the birthday thing. I think she's screwed.
Yeah, here's the thing. But I'm glad for the sake of the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm glad because I want her to go to the birthday.
Yeah.
I want her to get super annoyed and check all this shit out, and then I want to have her on the podcast to talk about it, so we could talk about milk drinking Unky and this horrible family.
But that's not all, though. It's the mother's 80th birthday is coming up.
Oh no.
And meaning the grandmother. And
oh God.
and the twins are planning a shindig Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, that's coming up, dude. That's next week. Oh,
Memorial
no.
Day weekend is a shindig. Like it's like a catered affair.
And traffic is bad. Never. I mean, that's rookie move. Anything
catered affair that she's got to go to, and she can't get out of this, right? And not
so
only
our
can't
friend
she get
is
out
going
of
to
it, she's stuck paying for it.
Bro, this is going to be so. I feel bad for her. This is going to be a rough. This is going to be a rough next couple of weeks for her, but a great couple of weeks for the podcast.
Yeah, I love it.
Can we please? Did she agree that she's going to be on the podcast afterwards and like?
She's the next availability we're going to try to have her on.
Okay, we're going to devote an entire podcast to her.
I am so fascinated by these people, and again, some people are going to listen to this and they're going to say, "So what? He's close to his family. What's wrong with you guys?
That's the
thing. What's wrong with you guys? He's close to his family. Isn't that great? Isn't that great?" No,
you know what's funny though? Like I've got one of the big fans of this podcast is my cousin Laura. I love my cousin Laura. I really do. And she's tight with her family and she's all about it. You know what I mean? But even still, like she listens to every fucking second of this podcast and completely understands where we're coming from. So it's not like what we're talking about is super fucking alien, even to people that have good relationships.
I don't think it is alien. And I reject the whole, well, he's just close with his family. No.
No, this is a little weird.
If he wants to be close with his twin brother, and that's great, and they have a special relationship, and that's all wonderful. Great. Knock yourself out. When you get married, that partner and spouse should be number one.
Yeah, absolutely.
If that partner spouse says, you know what? I don't dig your brother that much.
Not the fucking family that's a mile away, that's constantly like
that he can see all the time.
Yeah, it's like, it's enough. It's enough.
Yeah, I mean, and again, the minute she says to him, you know what? I don't really dig hanging out over there. I'll go like for major events, but I'm not going for the cake fest and the bullshit.
Has she? So she can't say a sentence like that.
Cannot say that.
That sentence that you said is perfectly put. Whatever you just said right there. You know what? That sentence was fucking perfect. Perfect establishing of boundaries in a very nice but firm way. And you know what? I'm not going to go over and do everything. No. And if the guy melts down, if Unky melts down and starts frothing at the mouth with his milk, fuck. I mean, no.
No, so she's tried that.
Okay.
And it just doesn't work. It's like it's a non-starter. It'd be like me saying, it's just a non-starter.
We definitely are going to look forward to having her on the podcast, and we're going to devote a whole show to Unky and fam and the milk drinking 50-year-olds, Unky. And I'm stuck on Unky, dude. I really am. That is fucking horrible.
22? You mean a 22-year-old saying that? You don't think that's a little weird? I mean, come on. It's. Right. I know the kids today are a little different than they were when we were 22. I get that, but and I'm sensitive to that. But like at a certain point, grow up.
Yeah.
Like hang out with people your own age.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
When I was 22, I was too busy, like, quite frankly, trying to get out there and get laid and get away from my family and start my own life. You know what I mean? Like, but that's us, whatever. That's our thing. But we got a lot to talk about this podcast.
All right, I'm going to segue to our next thing.
Oh no. I like how you use that very disparaging photo of me for everything now.
Goy for hire.
So let me talk a little bit about this. This is horrible. So Goy for hire is, everyone's aware of the car problems I had and the money problems I had. Everyone's aware of that, because like taking hits and stuff like this. I'll just segue this with another kind of story too. Well, no, I won't. So Goy for hire is basically like, okay, everybody knows that about 2.5 years ago, I quit my well-paying job to be an artist for good, every day. And I've managed to do that for 2.5 years, pay the bills, sell paintings, do what I have to do, and not work. And it's been great. It's been absolutely great. It's not over yet, but I do feel like a bit of a failure when I tell you that monetarily, especially after the hit from this car, I probably could use a little fucking income, right? Mm-hmm. And so I just and it's not like Rose pestering me about it at all. Not at all. It's just me with my limited math skills looking at my bank account going, it's getting pretty fucking low. What am I going to do? And so I decided to let me see if I could try to get like a part-time job type of thing. Right. Sure. And so I listened to your story a couple podcasts ago when you talk about trying to get into the workforce and being a 50-year-old man and trying to do like job interviews and stuff. And it's a fucking nightmare, right?
It is. Yeah,
it is. You talked about that at length. And then I have other friends that are just like you that are our age as well. Same thing. If you're a 50-something-year-old man, nobody wants you. You got to start from scratch, write resumes. It's horrible. So I started thinking outside the box like I do, right? And I'm like, what can I do? What can I do to make a little money? I thought about a screen printing shop that I worked at maybe about 8 years ago when I was a screen printer here in Phoenix. That like wasn't the worst job in the world. I quit it because it was kind of hot back there, and I wanted to work in an office, whatever. And I manifested something out of the clear blue sky. I just thought to myself about a week ago, what if I call back my old boss, whose name is Dan, just like you? What if I call back my old boss and say, hey, do you need me to do some light work around the shop 3 days a week? I'm thinking Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? And that's what I want. I pulled that shit out of my ass. And so I call him and I just leave a message. And I'm like, hey, man, I know this is out of the blue. This is Bruce. I left on really good terms with this guy too, by the way. He thinks I'm one of the best printers they've ever had. And it is true. So, I got those skills. So anyway, I call him again. And so he calls me back and says, it's funny you should call, Bruce, because we do kind of need some help around the shop, whatever. And I'm like, okay. Now I told him, he goes, what do you want to do? And I go, I want to do like easy grunt stuff. Like I want to be like the guy who catches the shirts at the end of the conveyor belt, puts them in a box. I'm talking fucking brain dead level. Like I want zero responsibility. I just want to like see the shirt, put it in the box and tape it up, done. You can pay me $15 an hour for doing that. I don't give a fuck. I just want to do a little bit of work, get a little bit of money and not stress. He's like, we do need somebody, but here's the thing, Dan. He goes, we need a production manager. I'm like, oh no, right? So of course the good news is that's $30 an hour. Right. Yeah. That's a lot of money. The bad part of that is, you're in charge of bossing people around, which I am good at. I'd be a great production manager, but the stress involved in that sucks.
And it's probably full time.
It's not full time. Oh, he was cool about like, look, we can work this out. The guy's really, really cool. And if he should ever hear this, which he won't, because I don't know how many people like. I love how we talk freely about things in our lives and not worry about the person's going to hear the podcast, because I don't know if they will. Or not,
we blur out names and stuff.
Yeah, we blur out names, but I mean, he's a great guy, and so he is willing to work with me and stuff like that. But he's like, yeah, we need a production manager. We need a guy who like care. And like I said, I'd be great at this fucking job, but do I want to do it? I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know if I want the fucking stress.
I don't know, but 3 days a week, man, that wouldn't be too bad.
3 days a week wouldn't be bad around, and it's the thing is, okay, when I went to go get this job, like Ro was talking to me, he's like, what are you going to ask for money wise? And I was like, I don't know, $20 an hour. And she goes, are you fucking high? Ask for 30. I'm like, you know what? You're fucking right. So we had this meeting and stuff like that with him and like some other lady. And he goes, like, of course, we're all talking. Everything's going great. It comes to that time. I go, what are you looking for? When I tell you that I looked him dead in the eye and delivered the word $30 an hour without hesitation and with conveying, like I believed in, like I'm 30 an hour. I mean, they're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? But I mean, look, it's 2024. That's what you're going to pay production.
30 an hour is cheap for that.
It's nothing
for that.
Yeah. For that stress to be sure to make sure that they get their shit on time. And I got to fucking keep these printers underlined, and it's stressful, and make sure that, whenever you were in charge of other people, the pay goes up like that. But again, I just wanted to catch T-shirts off the belt and put them in a box and be like a complete brain dead, like, I didn't want to do shit, but that's not the card. So we left it at that. And I said, I want 30. And he's like, he's going to call me back and see what happens. And after I left, I'm kind of like thinking, do I even want that fucking job? Like, I don't even know. But Dan, I'll tell you this, and I want you to respond to this and maybe make me feel better. I don't know. But I feel like a failure because I wanted to be an artist full time. And just the fact that I had to, I guess I better get another part-time job again. Part of the defeatist in me and the doomer in me thinks like, well, that didn't work out. I had a nice 2 years as an artist. Now I'm back to work. Time to be miserable again. And I have no way of like balancing it out. Like, well, you could still do art. You could still do this and still make money. I've never found that to be true. I'm always an extremist. Either you do one thing or another, right? Either you work and you make the money and you don't make any art. And you just like revel in your misery, or you're an artist and you don't have to work and it's great. You're selling paintings and life is good. And I've never been able to make them like mesh. And so it's a little fucking depressing. What do you think about all that?
So if there's anything I've learned in my life in the professional world is that earning is a skill in and of itself. And what I mean by that is you can be the best, whatever it is in the world, whether it be artist, whether it be coder, whether it be whatever, screen printer, whatever.
Right.
If you don't have the earning, like it's a weird little niche in a way of being able to finagle yourself to keep, keep going up with money.
Yeah.
And I've never had that skill. I mean, I've done relatively well in my life because I fell into a career that pays relatively well, and I can work from home and stuff, but I've never had that skill. And there are many people I know who are far less experienced, educated, the whole nine than me, who make way more than me.
They have that drive within capitalism to make more, and
I don't even think it's drive, because I'm very type A. I'm very driven. It's not that. It's something else. It's hard to even put in words, but there is definitely a thing where some people just have that ability. And I always say this to when my friends' kids who are like 20s, and I always say to them,
"Can you please take?" Sorry for interrupting. Can you please take down that horrible picture? So, it's just, please. I mean, I have to see that in the mirror. Thank you. Go ahead. No, like earning is a skill. It is. You know what I mean? Like that's the whole thing. Like
what I always tell my friends' kids when they get out there, hey, what do I do? I'm like, listen, don't chase money, because in general, like you're going to end up earning something. It's not like you're going to be, not make anything. And some people have that skill and some people don't. If you do, it'll work itself out. If you don't, it is what it is. I never had it. I never had it. I don't consider myself a failure. I think I've done pretty well. I think I've got a nice life, and I have a life a lot of people would want. I don't have to leave the house to work. I haven't, I make a nice living. But like in terms of my age and my education and my experience, I make very little money comparatively, like to people I know in the same space. So I don't. But that's almost in a weird way my choice, because I didn't want, even if I had the ability and had the skills to sort of schmooze and kind of do what I need to do to move up the ladder. Yeah. I just wasn't willing to make the sacrifices you have to make to do that.
Yeah.
And that, because for me, time is more valuable to me than money always.
I 100% agree. And I guess the word failure is a bit harsh, but there was a moment like 2.5 years ago when I quit the job to be the artist 24/7. I was walking around with my head held high, like, wow, look at me. I'm paying the bills by making paintings and selling them. That's fucking amazing. And people would say like, dude, congratulations. You escaped, and that's the word I would use. Like, yeah, I escaped, and it felt really good. And now to pick up the phone and have a business meeting and talk about being a production manager, I mean, you could taste the vomit in the back of your throat a little bit. Like, oh,
well, okay. First of all, that's a small business. Number one. Number two, it's 3 days a week.
I know it's not the end of the world. Think it's a good middle ground.
That would be dipping your toe. That's dipping your toe back in. That's not.
Yeah. Like if I can get a couple $100 extra bucks a week, and just it would make. And if I try to think of the good side of it, it will help my art too, because when you see the bank account going so low, then there's this thing in the artist's mind that's like, I better make some paintings and sell them. And if your bank account is dipping low and you start thinking, I better make some paintings to sell them, your paintings are going to suck if that's the motivation.
Yeah, you end up becoming the Aerosmith of art.
Oh, like you're right. Yeah, I mean, you're going to be cranking shit out. So that's kind of a bummer. But I just wanted to, the Goy looks for work, And so he hasn't called back yet, and I kind of don't think he will, because I think he was so shocked at $30 an hour, because he did say
seem like that much though for a manager.
I know, but he's like, so we'll think about that. We'll call you back, whatever. And I drove away just kind of thinking, it's not going to be the end. If he doesn't call back, whatever, I don't give a fuck. But like, I don't know, I could use the money, but it's the stress I don't really need, whatever. He did say though, and this is true about being a manager, he goes, Bruce, you got the skill set. You talk, people listen. And I'm like, okay, that's true about me. I do know that. He's like, that's not something you could teach. You could teach a person to pull a squeegee and print shirts. But he goes, like a lot of printers I know are total basket cases, right? They're just like mumbling and just fucking working in the back of the shop. Like they just can't. So he's like, you can communicate and do all this stuff that you'll be good at it. And he also said, you won't have to work that hard. You're not going to physically print shirts. You're not going to physically fucking do stuff. You're going to walk around with an iPad and tell people what to do and keep things going.
Clapping people along, clapping them along.
Dude, let's go. Hey, is the McMurray job out? Where's Joe's Plumbing? That's got to be up by 5. Let's go. No. Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't think it's such a bad thing. But if he won't pay you $30 an hour for that,
I know.
That seems very reasonable to me.
I know. But that's that story. I just wanted to dip into that and just get your reaction on that because I was feeling low. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, it's just with everything else.
Since we're talking about jobs, we'll segue into my job story. You ready?
Can I read? Okay, so people sometimes don't watch it; they listen to it.
It
says Heeb quit his corporate gig and ... gave 2 months' notice. He trained his replacement, and no good deed goes unpunished.
So yes.
So what happened?
So when I quit in early April, I said, okay, I'll give you 2 months because they have no one else to do what I do.
Right. Dan's corporate gig.
And I'm a sport. You give me a guy, I'll train him up.
I can't believe you did. Like you are going far and above what most people would do.
Correct.
Most people would say, like, hey, I'll give you 2 weeks, maybe, and I'm out of here. And I'm not training my replacement. That's extra work. I'm not doing it.
No,
but you above and beyond 2 months.
I was nice, and I thought, well, I don't want to burn bridges, and I'm the nice guy. And
did I tell you to burn the bridge? I did. I told you to burn the bridge.
You did. And I'm like, okay, I'll be nice. I'll be the nice guy. And I thought, well, they'll appreciate that. And the nice thing is at least they'll like, wow, Dan's being good. And they're not going to give me any shit for the next 2 months, right? That's what I figured. You ready?
Right.
You ready?
Yeah.
So
this is great.
Yeah. So the other day, I got contacted by one of the higher ups. Bear in mind, I'm only 2 weeks out from being done. And he says, hey,
you're near the end. You see the end zone there.
So he says, hey, so this person, let's give her a name. We'll call her Jane.
Okay.
Jane contacted me and said that there was an issue with you. I'm like, what do you mean? Well, let me find it. And he sends me a fucking this chick I work with sends a screenshot of a message I sent her like a week prior that, in my opinion, does not go over the line at all. So I didn't initially. I was shocked that anyone would have complained. So let's get Bruce's take.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, so I'm going to read this. Jane.
So Dan is now showing a screenshot between you and who else? What is
Jane
this?
And Jane. This is Jane.
Who's Jane again?
Jane is a coworker who because of this exchange complained to me. Okay,
and this is her evidence.
Complained about me. Right.
This is her evidence that she sent to your boss.
This is her evidence to my boss. So
all right,
we were talking about a project that is a high priority thing, very difficult project that I said I will get done before I leave because I don't want to shackle the new guy with this because this is hard. This is like a lot. It's a big one. Okay. And I said, I don't want this guy to have to do this first because this is a big project. So she comes in into this, and says the new guy, his name's Ray, should be doing this.
I think Ray should be doing the tax thing, to be honest. He needs to know how to do it. And
so I'm now pissed off because it's like, I'm like, so this is good. This is no good deed goes unpunished. Me trying to hustle and get something done to make their lives easier. She's effectively complaining that I'm not involving him, which I am involving him. I'm just doing the work and showing it to him. So I say kind of passive aggressively, okay, I'll stop work then. I'll tell him. Then she comes back and says, whoa, that's not my call. Don't do that. I don't do assignments. In which case I'm like, why are you fucking telling me to begin with that?
Yeah, if you don't have the authority to give people assignments and you say I don't do assignments, you literally just said I'm giving you an assignment.
She should not be involving herself in this, period.
Right. She's overstepping her fucking
here is the sentence that set her off and she complained about me.
Now, let's see.
Let me make something crystal clear. I'm here, trying to make this transition as smooth as possible, given that you're woefully understaffed. I'm staying 2 full months, which is above and beyond. If you'd like to talk to me like an underling or start micromanaging, I can step away right now.
Yes, Dan.
I then said, I will tell Mark, who's one of the higher ups, the same thing. I have involved the new guy in everything I'm doing, and I resent the implication that I'm not doing so. Moreover, I suggested I step away, let him take over, and then I could spend my time doing documentation. And I was told, no, continue your normal work. So tell me something. That first sentence that I typed there, is that over the line? Is that excessive, like abusive?
Like in the business world, because I was in this world for a long time, I'll reread the first two sentences. Let me make something crystal clear. I'm here trying to make the transition as smooth as possible, given that you're woefully understaffed. Dude, so the tone of it, I'll tell you my honest truth. Like all texts and things of the written word, people can read tone into it, right?
Okay. All right.
So something like this, this is like, let me make, because like maybe she's hearing it like this. Let me make something crystal clear. You know? Like, or it could be, let me make something crystal clear. Like, but it does. It's got a bit of zest. Okay, it's got a bit of zest to it.
It's got a bit of zest, but would you say that's over the line?
Absolutely not over the line. Absolutely. You didn't fucking curse.
No cursing. One. No insulting.
No cursing, no insulting.
No.
Let me make something crystal clear. I'm here to look, there's nothing wrong with this. You're a little bit annoyed.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. There's nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And for her to screenshot this and send it to the upper beings, be like, I'm going to get
Dan in
trouble.
By the way, Bruce, knowing that I'm out of here in 2 weeks. That's the best part. That's the best part. That is how fucking loony this is.
But all right, let me say something else. A totally different topic. I'm really proud of you for writing that paragraph. That's fucking great. I didn't think you had it in you. That's fucking really, really great. That's you. The Dan I knew 3 months ago wouldn't have wrote that fucking paragraph. Am I wrong?
Nah, I was pushed.
That is, you're pushed, and you're like listening to what I'm talking to you about your boundaries, right? And just like putting a line in the sand. Like, I'm not going to be fucking pushed around. But here's my favorite part of this thing. Okay, if you would like to talk to me like an underling or start micromanaging, I can step away, all capitals, right now. I think that's the sentence that maybe she's a little bit pissed off about.
Again, though.
I don't care, though. I'm with it. I'm on your side.
Here's the sad truth. They need me more than I need them. Number one. No. Two. I mentioned this. Here's the best, juiciest part of this. We're calling this girl Jane.
Right.
Jane is the primary reason I'm leaving. She's fucking awful.
Right.
She's terrible to work with. She's unstable. She's emotional. She's just, you don't know what you get day to day.
Right.
And her boss and I are friendly. We get along very well. I decided prior to this, I'm not going to tell her boss that she's the reason I'm leaving, because me leaving really fucks them. And her boss certainly doesn't want me to leave. But you were not gonna drop that bomb. I decided I don't want to be the reason this girl either gets canned or gets in trouble or gets.
Yeah, but what about now? What about now?
Now I'm going to tell her boss.
Good, thank you. Good, thank you. Good. Let's ruin her life.
The other thing that's funny is I've been normally in my life, Bruce. I'm sure you can relate to this. Normally in my life, when I have a situation like this,
right,
80% of the time I'm in the wrong, or at least partially, significantly in the wrong.
You're self-aware enough to know that you're the problematic.
I struggle socially, and a lot of the time it's like, all right, Dan, come on, Dan. And usually people don't fall on my side, and because I, quite frankly, need the correction, right?
Yeah.
But you know what's funny about this situation is that every single person I know at this company is on my side. I have been approached by multiple people who have said to me, please tell her boss, because she's awful to work with.
So,
and I was like, prior to this, I told them, I said, you know, I hear you, and I hear that you want me to do that, and because you don't like working with her, but you probably need to say something because I'm uncomfortable being in that spot. But now I'm not.
After this point where she takes this look, the conversation I don't like the fact that she's telling you what to do, and then you write that conversation, and then she saves that screenshot, saves it to her boss to get you in trouble, and then by the way, the part of the story you're not telling is you get then yelled at for that, don't you?
Not by her boss. Her boss likes me. I didn't get yelled at. I didn't get yelled at. Because the person she sent it to is not emotional, and he's like, look, the guy's leaving in 2 weeks. Can we just fucking be adults and just let him finish?
He's a manager. He's like, I don't even want to deal with this anymore.
He doesn't want to deal with it. And I told him, I looked him right in the eye. I said, I stand by what I said. I do not apologize. I was not over the line.
Right.
She deserved it.
Right.
And she's lucky I wasn't meaner. Honestly.
Right. She could have gotten
very difficult. She's difficult to work with. And you're going to see when I'm gone, it ain't just me. There's going to be other things. So I do not apologize. I did not step over the line. I was a little blunt.
So now I like it when you leave. Now you are going to say, hey, by the way, Jane's boss, Jane's the reason I'm leaving.
Yeah.
So I just want you to know that. And here's XYZ. Well, why is that, Dan? Did they do that thing in your corporation where they do an exit interview? They're horrible. But
no, because I'm a contractor. So there won't be an exit interview. However,
give him an unsolicited exit interview.
No. I did one better. I scheduled a secret little going away party for myself on Zoom where I'm going to go outside with the pigs and the chickens, and I'm going to talk to the people I like, because I do like several people. And one of the people I invited is her boss, who's going to come.
It's going to be a Zoom going away Dan party.
And I'm going to go outside with the pigs. I'm going to hang out. It's going to be,
it's just going to be sort of a lighthearted, and people are going to be, you're going to be out there with a laptop with the pigs?
With the laptop with the pigs. And I'm going to either put a sign up in the yard, or I'm going to write on the Zoom thing, I'm leaving because of Jane. And I just hope to God one day,
it'll get back to her. Someone will take a screenshot.
I hope it gets back to her, and I hope that she has the balls to reach out to me, because I will say to her, you chose to make an enemy of me. I did not want that.
Yeah, you could easily tell her, like, hey, guess what? Do you know that I was not going to say a fucking thing? That even though I hated you and all this, that I wasn't going to say a thing. Then you decided to take a screenshot of my conversation and take this over the line. You want to play, bitch? Let's play.
Yeah. It's just an alarming lack. It's an alarming. Oh, I've checkmated this girl. It's an alarming lack of self-awareness, because she knows that I get along with all of these people, including her boss.
Yeah, she's got to read the room. Read the room as far as office politics goes.
And this is what I mean. She is unstable. And part of me feels bad for her. There is a part of me that does feel bad for her.
I know.
Because I think maybe there's stuff going on in her life. Who knows? But I'm not going to deal with that.
Well, I mean, I don't feel bad, because she's the fucking reason you had this nice cushy job, things were going good, and now that's gone because of her. Now she can get all the heat from Dan, as far as that. She can get all the Heeb heat. You bring on the Heeb heat, dude. Bring on that Heeb heat.
It's gonna be funny, because when I'm gone,
love it.
When I'm gone, it's going to get dicey,
and you're going to want to keep friends with someone in the corporation.
Oh yeah, I'll hear all the stories.
You want to hear how bad things go, because there's nothing better than when you leave a job. I'm sure everybody in the audience knows when you leave a job and you know it's because of like the boss or a manager, whatever. And then after you leave, shit continues to spiral downward and get bad. It feels better than a fucking strong orgasm. It's like, oh my God, yes, everything's going to shit. I told you so. I told you so. And it's like fucking great. Bravo, Dan. Good story. I feel better.
Yeah, and
I feel better.
The guy I'm training up to take my spot. Right. I've made friends with him. We now text each other. Right. He is absolutely going to keep me informed.
Good.
So
good. You got a mole in the company.
I have a mole. It's a weird situation, because I do generally get along with pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
It's just things got out of control with this girl, and I'm not playing. I do not need this job. So
fuck them.
Yeah,
good.
You love it.
It's very punk rock. I love it. Good job.
You love it. So what else we got?
What else we got?
You had something else that I want you to explain to me.
4 or 5 things. Okay, this is so great. You're gonna love this. So, this is so great.
For those listening, it says the boyfriend experience.
Okay, it says the boyfriend experience.
Yeah,
Now I'm going to talk.
Interest with this.
Okay, I know you would like this. Now this is really strange, and I really hope it doesn't get back to this person because, god damn, I don't like. Okay, so let's just. How am I going to talk about this and keep it vague? So, so there's a coworker I used to work with a while ago when I was in this corporation. He was an upper manager guy, not my direct manager, whatever, but he was up there, and really not a lot of people liked this guy in the company. We're going to call him Mr. X, right? So a lot of people didn't like Mr. X in the company, but I'm able to, Dan, as you know, I'm able to be very fake and be a fake friend, and I'm good at the long con. And I knew when I was working in business, when you work in business, it helps to be fake and to let everybody think that you're friends, and that way you move up the corporate ladder. I found it very easy to move up the corporate ladder having this skill that I have, right? Like we talked about it before, it's a very good skill to have where you can just sort of be the surface level friend and whatever. So anyway, I was Mr. X's friend. Was I really his friend? Not really, but I had him con.
How do I know you're my friend then? Now I'm getting scared.
Well, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. You don't know. But no, I was unsure about Dan, but I'm very sure about Dan. You'll look, sidebar, I'm very sure about you because of this podcast. We've been spending a lot of time with each other with this podcast. And I know good things about you that tell me that you're a good person, regardless of what everybody else talks about, whatever. But anyway, to get back to the boyfriend experience. So okay. So I am long conning and fake friending this manager guy, Mr. X, for 7 fucking years at the old job, right? And even coworkers were like, Jesus, he's taking you out to lunch, right? And all this stuff. And
this is the garage thing?
I'm not going to say.
Okay.
So
it's a previous job.
It's a previous job, but it's a corporate job, and this is a high-end manager guy who's not very popular in the company, doesn't have a lot of friends. But I always can find people. I can be fake friends with a person if I find something that I like about them and just lock onto that. You know what I mean? And so, we would go out and say, hey, let's get some burgers together, Bruce, whatever. And I was one of the only people that would hang out with Mr. X. So I quit the job, and long story short, he leaves that company. He's in another big company. He's a very well-to-do guy. He's a millionaire. I'll say it. This guy's a fucking millionaire, right? And he's not the same type of person. He's me, very different. He's conservative, has a family, doesn't like to curse, finds me very interesting because it's I'm so different than him, in the same way that you do, but way different. This guy's so much different than me, right? Has kids, loves kids, whatever. And this guy loves money, loves capitalism, just fucking the whole thing, right? Anyway, I start seeing this guy at social events, and I see him at social events. He's like, "Hey, man, how's it going? I miss you, buddy." And he drinks. "I miss you, buddy. I miss you, buddy." I'm like, "Yeah, I miss you too." That's a lie. And I miss you. Hey, we should go out and hang out and do this and that. And it's been a breaking up with a girlfriend, honestly. Over the years, it's we start, hey, let's get together, do this and do that. I'm like, yeah, I'm busy this weekend, whatever. It's definitely a slow breakup with a chick. I swear to God. So now it's come to the point where I'm fully broken up, but I still see him at these, events every once in a while. And about 2 months ago, he sends me this text, dude. Listen to this. Now, this guy's not a gay guy. I'm not a gay guy. But this guy sends me a text of a picture of me, thumbs up, from the office days that he took. And he writes, "I miss you, bro." Right?
It's so weird, man.
Right? And this is a straight guy, right?
So
I'm a straight guy. He just goes, "I miss you, bro." Now, I know what it is. The guy does miss me. Doesn't really have any friends. I don't think he's got any friends, which is a sad thing, right? Yeah. Honestly. And look, as much as I might I don't outwardly dislike this guy. It's just that I created the friendship with him because it helped my work career, right? And so now it's kind of the breakups phase. And so now, so then I I see him at more social events, and he's like, "Hey, man, we got to get together like old times, go grab a hot pretzel or whatever." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm kind of busy this week, man. I don't know." So then I was talking with Ro this morning a little bit, like, I need some money, like, whatever. Oh, but then I did see, I saw him recently, and a couple of days ago, and he says, "Hey, man, we get together and do something." He goes, "How are things?" He's drunk, and he goes, "How are things?" And as you know, things have not been great for me the past couple of months.
Yeah.
And so in a moment of dead honesty, listen to this. He goes, How are things? And I'm like, not really great, Mr. X. I need some money, Dead ass honesty. He's like, "What do you mean?" Now, this guy is loaded. He's got more money than he knows what to do with. And he started a new company that's doing really well. He has floated the idea. Now, I just told you the other story that I went back to this other employer, the screen printer guy, to maybe work for him. Right. But then this instance happened where the guy goes, "How are you doing?" And this guy's constantly trying to get me back into the fold to work for him or something, to do something, because that way I'd be his friend again, right? Like, and it's almost like it's work, but it's also me being a friend, right? And I was talking with Ro this morning, and I had a funny thought. Of course, this is just funny thought. Like he wants to, like, Mr. X kind of wants me to work for his new company and do something on it. He goes, "Dude," he goes, "you could do something part-time. It won't be that hard." He knows I was upper management, so I'll have that level of privilege where he'll give me some cush job to do and pay me money that'll barely be work, because that means I'll be his friend again and we'll do stuff again like that. And I'm like, I told Ro, I'm like, it kind of sounds like the boyfriend experience, quite frankly. Like, why don't we do away with the whole pretext of the job? Right? Let's just be honest. Get rid of
wait. When you sent me the text about the boyfriend experience, I thought you meant chicks. You're talking about a guy.
I'm talking about a guy.
This is the friend experience, not boyfriend.
Well,
he's not looking to hold your hand.
No. But let me be clear on what I said to you in the text. It's
non-sexual boyfriend experience.
Right.
That tells me, chick, you go out to dinner, you go to a movie.
I'm sorry to have missed. I'm sorry. No.
You tell her you like her hair.
I'm sorry to misrepresent it, but this is another man, right?
Well, you'd call it buddy, or like buddy movie, buddy.
The buddy experience. Okay.
Yeah, buddy.
I thought it was funny to call it the boyfriend experience.
It is fun. For
comedy's sake, let's just go with it. But you're right. It could be the buddy experience, the friend. Like, it's almost like that movie, The Man Date, or I Love You, Bro. I Love You, Man, like that movie. But anyway, so it was funny talking with Ro this morning, because she knows all about this fucking thing, right? And she's like, and I just was joking around. I'm like, what if I get rid of this whole pretense about the job? And I just say, "Hey, Mr. X, I got a new offer. I'll put you on the table.
$1,000 a month, and we'll have 3 dinners.
How about this?" And there'll be like packages like you can get. Remember the actual boyfriend experiences that we would hear about on the Howard Stern show, where it's a chick. There would be levels. Like, you could like go out on a date, and I'll pretend to be your boyfriend, and there won't be any sex involved, maybe a peck on the cheek and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm like, oh, there could be funny levels. Like, we'll go back out and get a hot pretzel. That'll be the first level. That's going to run you $50. I'll start my rates low, and I'll be your friend. I'll fucking talk to you like we used to. It'll be great. I'll pretend to be interested in your stories. It'll be great. Then there's the second one where, like, you got a barbecue at your family's house, and I'll go and I'll be the bro. We'll talk about stories, and I'll tell a charming story about from work how great you were. Then, like, so I just thought it was funny, because like, that's where this is going. This guy misses me as a friend and as a work partner, and I feel bad that he doesn't have any friends. I truly do. But that is the vibe that I'm getting. This guy's not very likable. He's not. There's a reason why no one in the company really liked him that much.
But how would you broach that and be like, okay, look, man, let's be honest. You don't have any friends. I need money.
So funny.
Yeah,
that is so funny. So of course I would never broach it in reality, because I just brought up this topic as a funny topic for the podcast. But if we bring it into the world of reality, that's delicate water, right? And like, really, of course, that's very rough.
That's rough.
And
I'm trying to think what I would pay. What would I pay Bruce to hang out with me? don't think I'd pay that much. I mean, I'd pay.
No, I mean, I'm not worth that much.
But then again, dinners. I'd buy you some nice dinners and maybe get you some little shtickle.
Here's the thing. Okay, so here I'll be honest. He's done it a couple times in the past, where over the past couple months, where it's been like, "Hey, man, I miss you, whatever." And I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, "What are you doing, whatever?" And I'm like, "I'm free this Tuesday." And he goes, "Hey, man, let's get together for a burger. My treat." So I'm a cheap date because for a burger, okay, I'm in.
Dim sum.
Exactly. I'll do it for dim sum, a burger, basically a meal. I'll do it for a fucking meal.
Yeah.
And I gave him about an hour of my time to sit and talk and just laugh about old times and just, like a little bro date. And I got a nice, $35 meal out of it, and I walked away. That was it. Now, it's not completely unpleasant, but I mean, I'm not going to seek out, like, look, I don't know. It's a very strange thing, but
yeah,
I will tell you that I'm absolutely prepared to move forward on if he offers some sort of a real cush side job. And I'm telling you, super cush, where I wouldn't have to do much at all. Way easier than the screen printing job.
Show up for 3 hours a day, sit in this chair and do nothing.
Literally do nothing. And it's the privilege of just like having worked and just being a manager. And we all know how that is in corporations. Once you get to a higher level, the higher you go, the less you do, and the more you get money.
Of course, yeah.
That's how it is. That's the old boy network. Absolutely. And I found myself in it, and I found myself able to navigate those waters just because of my personality. So that's what the boyfriend experience was, because I was going to take it to a new horrible level where it has nothing to do with fucking work. Like, let's be honest. If you're going to keep me around, it has nothing to do with my work. It's because you like my company. So am I going to be the court jester for King Charles and you pay me for that? Okay, let's do that.
Okay, so here's the fun. What if he were gay and he wanted slap and
Here we go. The podcast is going to get interesting.
What if
he
wanted slap and tickle?
What's that? What is that?
Slap and tickle. Slap and tickle.
Well, tell me what that is. I don't know.
Not full, gay sex, but slap and tickle.
So what is that?
You make out, you play sword fight a little bit, whatever. What would you charge?
I'm gonna have to. Okay, hold on.
Would you do it? Would you even consider such a thing? A and B, what would you charge?
Oh my God! So I'm trying to like look. It's not a family show. We can be graphic. What is?
Yeah, no, I'm curious. So
tell me what exactly I'm going to have to do with.
Okay, well, you said you would hang out with him for a burger or a dim sum. What if this guy were gay? He's like looking lonely.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for a little something. It doesn't have to be full.
I need you to be graphic with me about what little something means. Like extremely graphic.
Making out, petting, kissing.
I got to kiss. I'm a straight guy and I got to kiss a gay man. Yeah. Hold on. I'm a straight guy and I got to kiss a grown man passionately with tongue.
Yes. Slap and tickle.
But like, what is that thing about sword fight? Do I have to take my penis out?
Forget the sword fight.
Right, we're talking just the kiss.
Let's
the kiss.
assume nothing below the belt.
Wow. Okay. Fuck. You're asking me for the Okay. A, would I do it? And B, if I did,
what is the amount? Bruce, I got it.
Give me an amount, bro.
The guy says to you, Bruce, I got to admit. Okay. I always kind of had a thing for you. I know you're straight. I know you got a girlfriend.
Let's get
but
into
I also
it.
know you need money. I know you need money. So what I'm looking for is we go out for some dim sum.
Right.
We have I'll have a couple of beers.
Right.
And then we get in the car and then we'll see what happens. And
not see what happens. I'm going to need very clear parameters before I make the decision on this.
All right,
tell me exactly clear parameters.
Petting and making out.
So it's like hugging, and we're in the car, we're hugging. I'm kissing a man with tongue, but no one's touching my penis.
No. So we're gonna do enough to where Roe would not consider it cheating. And so let's say he says once a week, dim sum and slap and tickle.
It's once a week now. Okay, dim sum.
Dim sum, slap and tickle in the BMW, and that's it. And then $1,000 a month. Would you do
$1,000? Oh, bro. Oh my God. Hold on.
$1,000 a month. So $250 a visit. $1,000 a month.
This is terrible. I have people that I love.
And including the dim sum.
Yeah, the dim sum.
Included.
As much as I could eat dim sum, and I know I could eat about 50 dim sum, bring that up to 300. Fuck.
Are you meaning is money like would that money be worth the debate?
All right, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest to you and the podcast audience and to my family and friends who are listening to this. Now, I'm not gay, okay,
but
I'm gonna need a little more than 300. I'm gonna.
Okay, so
I'm not Dan. Okay, let me talk. So I'll say this. That I'm not rejecting the deal outright. But the money's wrong. The money's off. It's way too low.
All right, so
you broke up a little bit there. Say it again.
4,000.
You're breaking up. Did you say 4,000 a month?
Yes.
So you're saying 4,000 a month, and if it's a weekly thing, that means it's $1,000 a visit.
Yes.
Oh fuck, that is fucking. I don't know, dude. I don't think so.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, I mean, you know, we're just talking slap a tickle, so I can understand.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, having another grown man's tongue in your mouth when you're a straight guy, like. And by the way, like
how dirty would it feel taking that check? He hands you a check.
Feel really gross, right? Like, yeah. Like, I don't know, like, you know, there's as much as you need money and stuff like that. And I'm not homophobic in the least bit.
No,
you know what I mean?
Not. No.
And I just, you know, it's just. And by the way, you don't live in San Francisco for 9 years in the 90s.
No, we need
and
we
not
both
and not think about it, because there were times in San Francisco where I'd be there, and I would see gay dudes like having a great time, and so there was times in San Francisco where I lived there and I'm like super lonely, I can't find a girl, whatever, and I'm super lonely and I'm miserable because I'm lonely, right? And then I would look around and I'd see these gay dudes just having a great time, just having fucking great time. And I would tell myself, dude, if you were gay, you could be having this great time too, right? Like if this is how you were wired, buddy, that'd be great. You're in a great place for it. These chicks are annoying, you know, and you could just get together with a dude, and that would be great. So in my mind, I would go home and I would just let myself think about it, right? Which I think everybody should do. How are you going to know you're not gay if you don't fucking think about it? At least, like, really fucking go there in your head. I'm not saying have the experience, because, like, you need to think about it first, right? So in my head, I would have the experience about having a true gay encounter with another man. And it just didn't do it for me, Dan. Not at all. Like, it just didn't do it. And so that's how I know that I'm not gay, because I allowed myself to really... because no one can go ahead. You're breaking up. Go ahead.
I know, but if you need that money,
I know,
you know.
I know. If I had to put a price on it, okay, I'm gonna set the parameters on what I would do for this. First off, it's not gonna be once a week. There ain't no way. I'll do it once every 3 months. Okay, I'll do it once every 3 months.
Quarterly.
It's gonna be the dim sum first. Then you go out to like a dark parking lot, sit in the front seat of this guy's car, and he sticks his tongue in my mouth, and he puts his hands around my. I can't believe I'm saying this, and I put my hands around him and like make out with tongue. No one's touching my penis. The guy's not even putting his hand on my inner thigh. Not even that. That's the right? Deal, like not even that.
No.
Just the French kiss. And if we put a time limit on it, I'll do it for 3 minutes. I'm going to need $5,000 every time I do that. And I know you're laughing because that's really not a lot of money. You know what I mean?
It is a lot of money.
That's not a lot of money
for
to a lot of people.
3 minutes? For 3 minutes, it's a lot of money.
Dan, I'm a good kisser. I'm a good fucking kisser, bro.
You know, $5,000 for 3 minutes is $100,000 an hour.
I'm worth it, bro. Ask any of my past partners. They will tell you.
What about the gerbil
very
one?
Passionate lover? What's that?
The guinea pig one.
What's the guinea pig?
Didn't you have guinea pigs running around the place? Remember?
Oh, the woman. Well, that was not my best performance. By the way, it's super embarrassing because remember I told the like peed in the bed story.
Yes.
One of the Okay. One of the people that listens to this podcast regularly is TC, the woman who goes to see the Grateful Dead cover band. I see her every week. I walk in last week and she goes, Dan, this is horrible. I walk in and she says, hey, Bruce, how are you? And she's like, great. She loves the fucking podcast, by the way, Dan. Fucking loves it. She raves about it. And she's an old Stern fan. That tells you why, right? She goes, Bruce, it's so nice seeing you. I feel like I know a little too much about you. I'm like, really? What are you talking about? Pissing in girls' beds? I'm like, oh, fuck. That's true. So then I'm confronted with the horror of doing something in a podcast and then have a real life person look at me in the eye and be like, oh, you pissed in a girl's bed. And so it was horrible because I had to be like, yeah, that's my days when I was an alcoholic, an active alcoholic and stuff like that. And she's like, yeah, I know. That's fine. But it was still kind of a moment of horror. And now I'm going to have to walk around there and defend this $3,000 a quarter kissing fantasy situation that I'm putting out there, So now let me ask, hey, Dan, let me put it on you. Now you're doing well in life. You have more money than I have, and that's fine. What is the money that now you're a Heeb, and by your own account, you call yourself a Heeb. That's not me calling him a Heeb. And you do like money. Mm-hmm. Same situation. I want to know the number that you would take. Don't shake your head at me yet. What's the number? It's once every 3 months. It's a 3-minute passionate tongue kiss, and there's dim sum. But then the money on top of that, what's the figure? What's the figure? I just don't care that much about money. Like, I don't. Yeah, you don't care.
So let's pretend I'm in. Okay, tell you what. Let's pretend the shit hits the fan financially for me, and I really need money. Okay,
you need money.
Let me put myself in that mind space.
All right, I'm going to help you out with this. You look in your bank account. You've got $20K in your bank account. Then with your investments and shit on top of that, you got $200K on investments. Okay. These are very specific figures. I want you to think about it. Investments, house,
you don't
stock,
understand.
bonds.
Like that would put that is way more money than the average person has.
I know. But it's 200K in investments, things that you have that are out there that aren't liquid, that aren't money. And then you have 20K in the bank. Now go ahead with what's your figure?
I wouldn't do it if I had that. When I say I need money, I mean I'm looking at a bank account with 500 in it, not 20,000. So if that's the case, then probably I'd say your $5,000 is about right.
Right, it's not a bad figure. Yeah, it's not a bad figure. Like, it's funny. It's funny that you sort of agree with that, because it's like, okay, it's a 3-minute passionate kiss with a grown man, and you are not gay, and that's going to feel all kinds of bad, dude.
Yeah,
that is not going to feel right at all.
When you see this guy from now on, if you see this guy out, you're going to imagine writing him a check so he can fucking kiss you.
Oh, I know. There's the things we do for the podcast, Dan.
Yeah.
The things we do for the podcast. Oh my God.
That's all we got this week, fellas.
No, we got something else.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we do.
What do we got?
Look, I say the Wal-Mart.
Oh yeah, story. I couldn't find any good.
All right.
Material, so just...
Okay. It's quick. I'll go quick on that. I want to hear your reaction on what you did. Okay. So I go to Walmart to get goods and sundries. Dan doesn't, because he doesn't like Walmart, and I get it because it's super gross. But I have to go to Walmart. So I go to Walmart once in a while. We'll go with Rowan. I'm just getting fucking toilet paper, whatever the fuck. So I'm in Walmart, and so you've never been into a Walmart at all, right?
I've been into a Walmart in my life, but not anytime.
What's going on in Walmart now is that they're changing the business model, where there are employees pushing around these big bins with blue baskets for the people that take online orders. And Walmart is now moving towards a business model where they don't want you in the fucking store. They clearly don't want you in the store. There's more people pushing around these blue carts. They're Walmart employees pushing around blue carts, taking items, fulfilling.
Shopping for you.
They're shopping, because when you can order Walmart online and pull it in the parking lot, and then they drive up and they put it in your trunk. And so this is, but Dan, I thought this was a niche thing. This is 50% of their business now. When you walk into, dude, when you walk into, I wanted to tell you this because I know you're not in a Walmart. But when you go into a Walmart, I used to like going to the Walmart, pushing around the cart late at night, taking my time, putting things off the shelf. I like shopping, whatever. Now you go in there, there's not too many people pushing around the shopping carts like me. It's kind of a boomer thing. Most people now fucking order online, and employees are in the store pushing around these big blue baskets, and they're going blip, 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 and they're just fulfilling orders, and then they put them together, and then they put them in the car in the parking lot. So they don't want you in the store. And so, but aside from that business model changing, I'm in there. Uh-oh, you got someone come look at the house? The dog's barking.
No, it's the pig. The pig wants water. I got to get out.
Real quick, I'll end quick. So I'm walking around I'm passing, these other people are in the Walmart. They're gross, I'm gross. They're gross. There's a woman walking around. She's on her phone, and she's got a fucking 14-year-old kid tagging about 10 feet behind her that she doesn't want much to do with. You can tell. He's spazzing out. Kid's fucking spazzing out. Hey, mom, whatever. And she's just on her phone, like trying to get shit done. I'm passing him this way. Right when I'm right next to the kid lets loose like a cough, like a fucking, like kind of a sound, right? He's like
my worst nightmare.
Yeah, dude, I thought about you immediately, right? The kid goes, and you hear that retching sound. I instantly, I fucking turned away so fast and just moved in the opposite direction just to put fucking feet in between us. So then I'm about 20 feet away, and I hear the telltale splat of shit hitting the ground. Like there's a sound that vomit makes when it hits the ground,
Yeah.
And you're in the meat section where it's kind of like echoey and cold,
Section.
You're right at where they sell the fucking chicken, like cutlets, whatever. It just hits the ground, right? And I look back to see what's going on. Now I'm a good 30 feet away, so I can look back. I look back, Dan. When I tell you, I instantly thought of you because it was so gross. I just got to hear your reaction. So the mom is now looking back at the kid, semi-disinterested, going honey, oh God. And she goes, he's doing it again. Couldn't care. Oh God, I got to go. He's doing it again. And the kid was like this. He's looking at his mom like this with his hands out. And there's this white frothy goo connected to his.
Remind me again of the age.
He's 10 to 14. Right? And so he's got his hands.
Too old to be puking in public.
Absolutely. You know what? He might have been 15. He was absolutely too old to be puking in public.
Okay, I got you.
This was not normal. And so he's walking around, and so he's got this goo going from his hands to the floor all over his shirt, and he's looking at his mom like, "Mommy, do something." And he's and the mom is just kind of oh, he's doing it again. And so the whole situation was so fucking bad between him being too old to be doing that. I mean, could you have a health condition? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe the mom should have been more aware of the situation. She could have been less interested in what's going on. And no one's rushing around to get a paper towel or anything like that. No one's doing anything. Then I'm horrified. Now I'm running away from the site. Part of me is should someone is there a healthcare professional? What's going on? Is he choking? I don't know. At this point, I don't even care if another human drops dead. I just got to get the fuck out of there. So now I'm even further away, and I look back again. There are trash cans in Walmart that are by the meat section because sometimes people get a paper towel and clean their hands, whatever. This kid there's a trash can right next to the chicken cutlets. Trash can's open. He's actively fucking vomiting in this thing. And she's just still standing there, not in a panic. She's just yeah, I got to really deal with this, whatever. She's looking around for an employee. By the way, the employees are pushing away their blue baskets not my job, whatever.
Holy fuck.
What would you have done?
First of all, I would have said my own fault for coming to Walmart.
Yeah, you know what? It's my own fault for
my own fucking fault. And number two, I would have gotten the fuck out of there immediately.
You would have ran. I was thinking, Dan, shopping, you're over. They're just dropping all your stuff.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Would you rather be the guy who has to clean up the puke or 3-minute makeout session with that guy?
Oh, clean up the puke. That's an easy one.
I don't know. For me, that's a tough one.
Really? Oh, Dan, hold on.
I don't know. I don't know.
Hold on.
I don't know, man.
That is not even fucking close, bro.
You don't understand. I cannot stand vomit at children, especially in this case. If it were a baby, I wouldn't say that. That's different.
It's a grown kid.
Baby's
it's a tween. It's a tween.
This is this is almost an adult.
It's
right?
he was close to being an adult. Oh my God.
No.
You would take the kissing. Wow.
That's
amazing.
I have to think about it. I would have to think about it. I'm not gonna lie.
So that's funny because like I do all the gross things around the house. Like when sometimes I mean you've cleaned up dog vomit in the house before, right?
Yeah, dog vomit's no problem. Pig vomit's no problem.
Why is not human vomit is different?
In Walmart.
Yeah.
You're in Walmart. You have to go into the food section.
You're the employee. Hold on. So you're the employee at Walmart that's been like clean up on aisle 5, and you got to go over there.
You're the schmuck who's got to show up with the mop. There's people walking around. The kid's still jumping around, fucking spewing foam from his nose.
Yeah. I would do that way before the gay kiss.
That child should not be leaving the house if this is a
I thought of you because the kid had a phone too, and he's waving it around. He's like right before it, he's kind of like spazzing out. He's kind of like, yeah, like acting bad or whatever. And he's just kind of like, and then it's like, and I was just like, huh? And instantly I was like, oh my God, Dan, this is Dan's worst fucking nightmare. I almost started filming it, but I figured, no, I'm going to get yelled at if I fucking start filming.
That is absolutely my worst nightmare.
I knew it
is the reason that I don't go into Walmart.
Walmart's so great.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No. But so nobody vomits in the Whole Foods? I know you like to go to Whole Foods.
I haven't been there in a while, but I mean,
where do you go shopping? Where's your food shopping go to?
Publix.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a grocery store here in the South.
Is it bougie?
It's bougie. It's somewhat bougie. It's not Whole Foods. It's somewhere between. It's halfway between. Like, what's the cheap grocery store there? Like Safeway or.
There's Safeway, Albertsons. I like the collective called Winco. Like I only shop for food at Winco.
I don't know what that is, but it's probably Publix is halfway between Albertsons and Whole Foods. It's half in the middle.
Yeah, I
in the
got
middle.
you.
So that's where I go. I cannot say I've ever seen a 15-year-old fucking vomit, and I got to tell you, if that ever happened, they'd be on that like flies on shit. So
I pictured you like you would just drop all the things that you had to buy and just leave. Like
I would have to leave. I would have to leave.
Like it was gross. I just thought like I had moved, and then I was like, okay, I'm done buying. Everything in the food section is now tainted. Everything in the food section is now tainted from vomit particles from this kid. Like atoms that are floating around are going to land on bags of bread, stuff like that. So I was like, nope. So I went over to like the toiletries and stuff and stole some Visine, and I'm out of there. So that's what I did,
I mean, I can't even.
Wow, I can't believe you would do the gay kiss before. Wow. What if you had to do? Okay, let me. You got to choose one. Ready? Okay, here it is. The gay kiss scenario. Okay, take the money. There's no money. You either have to do the gay kiss scenario once, the 3-minute gay kiss scenario, or spend an entire 8-hour shift where you work at Walmart. And it's your job to clean up vomit. And there are 3 separate occasions where a kid vomited and you had to clean it up.
It's only a 3-minute makeout session with the gay guy?
It's a 3-minute makeout session.
Oh, I think the 3 minutes. For sure. 8 hours? 8 hours? Fuck
all right, hold on. Okay. It's an 8-hour.
I'll one up you.
Bro,
I want
to. Let me say, it's an 8-hour work session at Walmart. Like you're the janitor at the Walmart.
Yeah, I'm not.
And you don't do too much. But here's the deal. Let me preface this. It's an easy day. You're not really doing too much, but there are 3 times. There are 3 times during the day where they're like, clean up in aisle 5, and you got to go do the kiss. The kiss wins hands down.
Yes, I'm stuck at Walmart 8 hours. No. So, but hold on.
Make it closer. Make it closer.
I got to talk to you about this.
What's going on here?
Bruce sends me
this
a picture.
Is so great.
Bruce sends me this picture of a used food store.
Oh my God.
It's like damaged and expired food. And I'm looking at this, and it's like boxes of oatmeal that have been opened and taped back shut.
Dan.
Is it really worth saving $2? Is it really? Is it?
I knew you were going to talk about this.
Say to me, Dan, it's worth the $2, even though I don't know if some kid has opened it and spit in it. Look at it.
All right, Dan, I'm gonna help you out here. So Dan is now showing this very disparaging picture of these heavily fucked up boxes of oatmeal at this store. There's a store out here called American Discount Foods. Now, as you know, we pinch pennies over here, and Ro really likes to pinch pennies, right? So I found this place. I'm the one who found it because I'm always looking for stuff to do on date day. I swear to God, I'm always looking for stuff to do on date day, right? And so I found a place.
Hey, let's go to the used food store 100%. With open boxes that have been taped up, and just think. We can buy something that someone's had their ass in.
Yeah, I gotta correct you.
But we're going to save $1.
No, Dan, I gotta correct you. No one's sticking their dick in the box.
How do you know?
So let me explain the premise of this, Dan. Let me explain the premise of the discount.
How do you know? Look at it. It's open. It's open.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
So this place is called American. This is so funny. I knew you would love this. So this place is called American Discount Foods, and the premise is with American Discount Foods is that. These are foods that, and I'll be honest with you, they're on the way to the dumpster because they're past the expiration date. Every food item in there, probably we have 75% of every item in there is a good 3 months past the expiration date, right? And so a lot of the food, and so I took a picture of this because and the food is dead cheap. It's cheaper than you're ever going to find it anywhere because it's kind of on the way to the dumpster. We've been to this store several times, right? And so, we bought potato chips. So one thing that we both love is potato chips, right? So we found out, because I found this place, potato chips are on sale. The first time we went there, it was about potato chips. We're like, because you know how a bag of potato chips is like $7 now? It's astronomical, right? But we're like, oh my God, bag of potato chips, $1 for the good brand. We made a beeline there, and I was all in. But then I got to admit, I took a look at the store, and I took a look at what you're looking at now, like these fucked up boxes of cereal and stuff. And I'm like, I'm not quite sure this place is a good idea, And but Ro's still on board, right? I'm like, okay, it's a date day. It's for her, not me. And so.
So this is the soup section where for $2.99 you can buy a large can of tomato soup that's 3 months expired. That's a huge can, by the way. It looks like someone wiped their ass with it.
Yeah, it's brown. It's brown and it's rusty and it's fucked up. And so
it looks like it's from 1988.
I knew you would love this so much. We should have had a whole podcast about this. So the American Discount Food Store, by the way, okay, so I took pictures in there, and the food looks fucked up. Now to be honest with you, nothing has been breached. Like even those boxes of cereal and stuff, they're not open. They're crunched.
Dude, they're open. I'm looking at one of them. I'm looking at two that have been opened. I'm looking at one.
They're a little bit open.
Two more that have been taped up. Taped up with fucking Scotch tape. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man.
Oh my God.
Is it really worth saving $2? Ro, I need an answer to this.
Not to me. Not to me. That's all I'll say. Not to me. But we did, when we first went there, we bought there's potato. Let me get back to potato chips. So there's potato chips, they're on sale for $1, right? Okay. And this is when we first walked into the American Discount Food Store, and I didn't know about it. I just knew it's like food that's kind of this is the cheapest food store you're ever going to find. And so we bought up a ton of fucking potato chips, and I was excited because it's $1 a bag, right? And we get home, and then we start eating the potato chips, and it's it's a little, the potato chips are a little, in your mouth, a little stale, let's say, right? So
really,
yeah, a little stale.
Hard to believe.
and then just for I look at the bag and I'm like, hey, this is 5 months past the expiration date. And she's like, really, right? And so, then we're looking at more of the expiration dates on these different items that we bought, and we're like, everything we bought is past expiration date. Now, I will tell you, I'll be dead ass honest. I'm not afraid of stuff that's past the expiration date. I'm really not. But we have stuff that we bought. It's different when you buy stuff and you have it in your food storage and then it goes past the expiration date, then you'll eat it. Okay, whatever. But to buy it flat out before the expiration date, that's a new level.
Bruce, the operative phrase here is cost benefit analysis.
Oh my God.
This is what no one in the world understands.
So funny, dude.
If the open box that the kid stuck his ass in and wiped his tush in and peed in cost 32 cents instead of $1.99, I'd be like, okay, well, you are saving a lot. comparatively.
You're doing like the $1.99.
It has.
So there's a price point you're saying, like those boxes.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't rule out the idea, but again, it's cost benefit analysis.
Okay,
it's not worth it.
But Dan, you just said for 32 cents you would go there.
No, I still wouldn't go. They could give it to me free, and I wouldn't go. Like,
right.
I'm just saying, if you
can understand if it was 32 cents, that's a little bit more
insanely low price. Okay, fine.
Right. So here's the thing about that, because we've had talks like that too. Like I showed Ro that picture, and I'm like, dude, look at this fucking oatmeal. Like I'm not eating. She's like, she's in agreement too about the oatmeal. She's like, yeah, that's ridiculous. But you know, she said, she goes, those things should be 25 cents a piece. And I'm like, you're right. They should be 25 cents a piece. But why are they $1.99?
Still gross.
Right.
But again, cost benefit analysis. It's not.
So we're on the same page, because I didn't buy the oatmeal.
Oh yeah, man. I there's certain occasionally you'll send me a message and I'm like, I'm looking at it.
I love sending Dan stuff. I sent him pictures from inside the American Discount Foods of the fucked up tomato soup, the fucked up boxes of, like, as soon as I saw that boxes of oatmeal, I'm like, oh, Dan, this is Dan. I can't wait to send this picture to Dan. This is Dan's gonna fucking skeeve so hard at this, so gross, you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're at an hour and a half, so we're gonna wrap her up. But this has been a fun-filled episode. We're gonna outro with the new theme because I like it.
Please tell me though, when you make the graphic and whatever the title is for the beginning of the show, you got to use those oatmeal boxes and the gay kiss and all that stuff, because that's the way better. And cleaning up vomit.
The gay kiss, 100%. Yeah.
That's good stuff. And by the way, I feel better about myself. I do feel better about myself knowing that I would clean up vomit instead of the gay kiss, and that you would do the gay kiss over the vomit. Like,
who cares?
I somehow feel better about
it. It's 3 minutes of my life.
It's not bad.
And it's all above. It's above the belt. Who gives a shit?
Know. See, like, if someone's touching my wiener, that's
different. That's different. But I'm talking about 3 minutes of your life. It's gross. I'm not saying it's not gross, but not compared to cleaning up fucking adult.
The 3-minute gay kiss. What we would do for 3-minute gay kiss.
3-minute gay kiss. So from now on, whenever we represent money, okay, instead of saying $5,000, I'm going to say, let's say I want to say something cost 10 grand. I'm going to say it was 6 minutes of gay kisses.
Yeah. So that's like, it'll be a new form of currency, right? Like a 3-minute gay kiss is worth $5,000.
5 grand, right.
So if we use that as a form of currency, like what? Wow, man.
Yeah. All right, everybody, here comes the outro. Until next week and our more gay kissing. Here we go.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Even